Last week, a draft of an upcoming Supreme Court decision in the case of Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization was leaked to the press. The draft, written by Justice Samuel Alito, indicates that the court is about to overturn the 1973 Roe v. Wade decision, an act which would eliminate the constitutionally guaranteed right to obtain an abortion. If this does indeed happen, and nothing is official until the court formally hands down its final opinion, it will be a dark day for millions of Americans, a day many of us thought would never come, which is part of the problem. The forthcoming decision in Dobbs v. Jackson Women's Health Organization is the result of decades of focused, determined effort on the part of American conservatives. It has been their goal since Roe was decided to see it overturned, and they have not taken their eyes off the ball this entire time. In my lifetime, I was born in 1980, they have dragged the U.S. Supreme Court, lower federal courts, state legislatures, the Republican Party, and our overall national political discourse inexorably to the right. They've accumulated power in the states, in Congress, appointed judges whose judicial philosophies align with their own, and they have prepared for this moment when one of the numerous laws enacted by Republican-controlled states could be brought before the review of a Supreme Court with a conservative majority. It's a long-term strategy which, as we now see, has been chillingly effective, but one of the most chilling realizations I've had about the apparently successful conservative assault on reproductive rights is that I find it very hard to imagine progressives in this country even mounting, much less successfully completing, such a project. Maybe that's cynical of me. I hope it is, but I don't think so, because my party, the Democratic Party, has watched its conservative adversaries carry out their plan to destroy Roe this whole time and done relatively little of substance to stop it. Even now, with constitutionally guaranteed abortion rights teetering on the precipice, congressional efforts to subvert the Supreme Court ruling by passing legislation codifying the right to an abortion into federal law are being stalled in the U.S. Senate, not by Republicans, but by a pair of Democrats, Senators Manchin and Sinema, who would rather preserve a parliamentary procedure, the filibuster, than the reproductive rights of the American people. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not blaming the Democrats for the imminent death of Roe v. Wade. The Republicans are doing this. They are primarily responsible. But they might not have been able to do it if the Democrats, if we had put up more of a fight. Some of us have, or have tried, but during all this time when the Republicans have been slowly but surely laying the groundwork for their assault on Roe, the Democrats, by which I mean the Democratic Party establishment, have acted like there was nothing to worry about. Like Roe actually being overturned was impossible. The Democratic Party has treated losing Roe the way most of us think about our own deaths. We know intellectually that it's a real thing, but we don't actually believe it's ever going to happen. Except it's even worse than that, because unlike death, the overturning of Roe is not inevitable. Democrats have had almost 50 years since Roe was decided to do something to enshrine the right to an abortion into law as something stronger than a court precedent. In that time, Democrats have held filibuster-proof majorities in Congress twice. Once beginning in 1977, once in 2009. Both majorities were held during the administrations of Democratic presidents. Did they pass legislation to codify Roe? No, they didn't. During the Obama administration, when it was painfully obvious what a conservative majority on the Supreme Court would mean, did the aging justices of the liberal majority retire so that the Democratic president and the, for a time, democratically controlled Congress could nominate and confirm younger justices to preserve the majority in case of a future right-wing president? No, they didn't. President Trump was able to appoint 3 justices to the court, including 2 who replaced liberal justices. One of those liberal justices, Anthony Kennedy, chose to retire during the Trump presidency. Would a conservative justice have retired, knowing that a liberal president would be choosing their replacement? I wouldn't bet on it, because the Republican Party plays to win. The Democratic Party, meanwhile, still doesn't seem to even know what the game is. Democrats, establishment Democrats, the leaders of the party, continue to cling to norms that Republicans shattered years ago, and to chase an ideal of bipartisanship that is a foolish, toxic fantasy. Republicans aren't interested in bipartisanship. Republican-controlled state legislatures all across the country have passed bills banning abortions, bills designed to trigger exactly the sort of court challenge that is about to result in the overturning of Roe. Did any of those Republicans say, well, of course I support banning abortions, but I can't support these bills unless they're bipartisan, so we need to get at least a few Democrats on board with this before I'll vote for it? They don't give a shit about bipartisanship. They don't give a shit what Democrats or Democratic voters think of them. They aren't afraid of being hated by people who aren't going to vote for them anyway. They want to win, and they do what they have to do. And wouldn't it be fucking nice if I could honestly say the same thing about my own goddamn party? I'm not suggesting that Democrats adopt Republican policy or Republican philosophy. Some of them have done enough of that already. I am saying that Democrats should pursue their goals with the same tenacity and fearlessness. Stop triangulating. Stop preemptively compromising. Stop trying to appeal to voters who, were he alive today, would think of Teddy Roosevelt as a communist. Stop acting like you're embarrassed by your own principles, assuming you actually have them. Most importantly, stop attempting to play chess while the other side is literally trying to kill you. Wake the fuck up. Act like you have some recognition of what the stakes are here. Do what the Republicans have been doing all along, what you should have been doing all along, and fight. You want to win elections? You want more votes in the Senate so you can afford to tell Manchin and Sinema to go fuck themselves? Fight. Let the people see you fighting. Give the people whose interests you claim to represent, the people who need you, women, people of color, queer people, immigrants, people with disabilities, members of religious minorities, the poor, the working class, everyone who is threatened by the brutality and depravity and corruption of the Republican Party. It's a lot of people. Give them a reason to believe in you. If Democrats do that, they'll win. The people will give them the power they need to really make a difference if the people have a reason to think they'll actually use it. So, Democrats have a choice. We can either get our shit together, get in the game, recognize our enemies as what they are, our enemies who are trying to destroy us and the basic institutions that make us at least potentially a free and democratic society, and fight. Or we can keep acting like Charlie Brown trying to kick that fucking football. But if we do that, the right to an abortion won't be the last of our liberties to die with some of its blood on our hands.